All right, everybody. So we put it out there to our friends and family to ask us the questions that you have for our upcoming long trail hike and for the preparations of said hike. So you guys came through. You asked us quite a few great questions. So instead of making it one video, we decided to break it up into different sections of the video. Here is the kind of like more technical stuff, how many miles, Nobo, Sobo, all that kind of stuff. And then the rest of the questions are getting answered in separate videos. So thank you guys so much for giving us the feedback that we were looking for, and really hope you enjoy these.
How many calories do you plan to eat per day?
This will be my first experience with a through hike, but my anticipated calorie consumption is going to be between 3,000 and 4,000 calories a day.
Sounds about fair. I think for me, when I hiked the Appalachian Trail, I ate probably. Are you drinking because I said that?
No, I'm drinking because I'm thirsty.
When I hiked the Appalachian Trail, I ate about 5,000 calories per day, give or take. Sometimes I would do less. Sometimes I'd probably do a little bit more. But outside of that, deciding how much food to pack, my rule of thumb is about 2 pounds per day. Someone wanted to know how many miles per day we are planning to hike.
Well, since this is my first through hike and the long trail in Vermont is not the easiest terrain, I'm hoping for the average to be 12 to 15 mile days.
12 to 15. Now, are we going northbound or southbound? We both have differing opinions on whether or not we want to go northbound or southbound. We both have our reasoning.
I have originally always talked about going southbound. Now, a big part of that is because prior to meeting Matt, I would be doing it solo. You start out harder, and then when you get about halfway through and it gets a little bit easier, and you can really kind of cruise through the end. That and the northern half is just the long trail. There's not going to be as many hikers, not as many people, and I'm an extrovert. I'm a people person. I need people. The second half, if we're going southbound, overlaps with the AT and a lot more people.
Yeah, so I'm an introvert. I don't really care about people. So my reasoning for preferring northbound is because, I mean, you can essentially split the long trail into two totally separate trails. It's a whole different animal north of Pico. The trail really prepares you for what you are going to go through in the northern half. So for me, physically, I think that I didn't mock you when you were giving your reasoning. So for me, physically, I think that the better option is to hike from south to north. So what kind of precautions do you take to protect from wild animals?
We talk with each other, and we put our food in bags that will keep them out.
I think what this person is asking...
And that's it.
I think what this person is asking is, are we planning to take any kind of weapons, bear spray, anything like that?
No guns, no knives. I mean, I'll have a little pocket knife. I think it's about yay big.
I don't even bring a pocket knife.
No beating sticks, no mace.
So the realistic thing is that most of the wildlife that you would encounter on trail. I learned, by the way, this week that there are some kind of weird killer lions out there. Mountain lions? What are they called?
Bobcats and lynxes.
Bobcats. Cats named Bob. So I learned that these little bill cats are out there, and they're coming for you. But outside of these guys...
That is so not what I said.
Outside of these guys, most of the animals out there, they don't really like encountering people. So
the cats don't want to see us either.
Well, I mean, I kind of want to pet them, but
you want to pet the coyotes and coy dogs too.
Yeah.
And the foxes.
Yeah, they look like dogs too.
Right.
So they know the well-traveled trails and they try to stay away from them. Sometimes they get habituated or smell food and things like that, but all you really have to do is make some noise. Black bears are pretty easy to scare away, and I I hiked a tremendous amount last year. I didn't say it. I did not say it.
I'm just getting ready.
I hiked a tremendous amount last year.
Where?
Various places.
14
different states.
Specifically.
14 states.
Doing what?
Some states between Maine and Georgia.
And what's it called?
The Eastern Seaboard.
No, that's not what you did.
So anyway, I didn't have a single problem with the Appalachian Trail. I didn't have a single problem with any kind of wildlife that couldn't be handled by just making my presence known. Are there any animals that we'd like to see?
Well, so this all started when Matt got this question. So what do you want to see? And I'm like, oh, I'd love to see a wildcat. And he's like, whoa, wait up, what?
I've heard stories of mountain lions in the 100-mile wilderness. I think Grizz saw one this year.
But they're supposedly not in Vermont anymore. So,
They
but there
moved?
are, extinct.
I
But
thought
there
they just
are
moved.
bobcats and lynxes. But so I would love to
Those are the
see
little
one.
Egyptian statues, right?
Those are sphinxes. But the likelihood that we will see one is slim to none, since I have yet to see one in the wild. What do you want to see?
I mean, I kind of want to see one of these cats now.
Right, but what was your answer before you found out that there were cats?
What was my answer? Oh, yeah, moose. I want to... When I was hiking the AT... Oh, come on. When I was in Maine for an unrelated thing, I did see a moose, but I wasn't actually hiking at that point. We drove past it in a car. Actually, like 2 or 3 mooses we drove past in a car. There are lots of dogs that take their humans on hikes, so I would love to encounter some of those guys.
You better have a tally.
Oh yeah, no, I am gonna tally how many dogs I pet. What would our total cost per mile be on this hike, do you think?
Well, I have an answer because we've talked about it and he's told me, but I'm going to let him tell you what the math is because it's fun to watch him math.
So carry the 2.
Divide by H.
C, yes. So, when I hiked the Appalachian Trail, my total cost was probably after gear and all that stuff. You guys are probably drunk by now. After gear and all that stuff, my total cost was probably around $3 per mile. If we round it to about 300 miles and keep to about $2 per mile for each of us, then that's about $1,200. So we could, I think that we can say that our total budget for this hike should be about $1,500.
All shelters that you stay in on the long trail that have caretakers have a small fee, typically somewhere between $3 and $8.
I don't think she realizes who I am. No, if they're asking for me for money, I'm stealth camping right past it.
We're members of the Green Mountain Club, so we don't.
We
pay.
are?
Yes.
When did this happen?
The other day.
Oh. It's news to me. Happy birthday.
Well, I've been a member. I just added you to...
Like I went through the Whites, the White Mountains, and
Right.
they have the huts and everything.
Yeah, but those are a lot more expensive than the $3 to $8 on the long trail.
I think I'm past the statute of limitations. I can tell you guys, I stealth camped all through the Whites. Come get me, woods nerds. I feel like we answered this one already, but how long will it take?
Well, I'm taking 3.5 weeks off of work, so it needs to take less than that.
So this is the relationship portion. Come on down to watch us fight. I'm not even lying. The 3 times that we tried to do this video, we got into a fight at this part. Oh, man. Yeah. So, who mentioned walking the long trail first?
Mentioned it? Absolutely me.
probably.
2 or 3 years ago, I actually got to a point where I was like, I am done saying someday, and it's happening in the next 5 years, end of story.
So I think it's kind of like a natural progression for me and us, because after, go ahead and drink, after hiking the Appalachian Trail, I was dealing with some pretty severe post-trail depression, trying to find my place in the quote-unquote real world, and not being able to do it. He told me that she wanted to do this with me, and
well, just that I wanted to do it.
yeah, that helped. And then furthermore, when she told me that she got the time off of work and we were actually doing it, like just that conversation in and of itself kind of helped me put myself into a better place. And then now the preparations and taking it seriously and you know, making sure that I'm ready for it is getting me back to where I need to be mentally, so that way I can get to where I need to be physically.
All right. Now, like I already told you guys, there are a lot more videos coming. There are definitely more question and answer videos coming because we got a lot of great questions from you guys. So make sure that you find that subscribe button wherever it is and you hit that. Make sure you also like this and share it if you get bored, whatever you want to do. But either way, subscribe, notification bell helps too. Also, big news coming. We are going to change the name of this channel. We are not going to start a new YouTube channel. It's just going to be this one with a new name. So keep an eye out for that. I will not tell you what that name is yet, but that's going to come. Also, love you guys. Have a great day.